Callum, Kennedy, or Bridget? Who will be evicted? And who will rise to power and become the new head of household? Find out now on Big Brother Cheesecake 7 Chocolate Heaven. Hello, I'm Andrew Shevsik Moonves. Welcome to Big Brother Cheesecake 7 Chocolate Heaven. It's day 50 inside the Big Brother Cheesecake house, and this week, Brooke was the head of household. She nominated Callum and Kennedy for eviction, and also won the Golden Power Veto in the Big Brother Beer Pong Golden Power Veto competition. Willy Wonka nominated Jenna as a third nominee, and Brooke decided to use the Golden Power Veto to save Jenna, and backdoored Bridget, much to the chagrin of a lot of house guests. Which means in just moments, Callum, Kennedy, or Bridget will be evicted and will become the first member of the jury. Who will it be? We'll find out shortly. But first, just a reminder, it is now Wednesday, day 50, and for the remaining 35 days of the game, alumni is not allowed to talk game with any with any jurors. Once again, jurors, you are not allowed to talk any game with alumni, fans, or with active house guests. And that also goes for active house guests. You are not allowed to talk any game with jurors, fans, or alumni. Okay, let's move on to the pulse. So last week obviously was Joanne, and of course Joanne was found like within 10 seconds. It was going to be Brenda this week, and then she messaged me out of the blue, which I almost feel like we should get a point for that, but no, we have to keep it official, the stats. We're 3 for 7, so we've revived Marcin, Lynn, season 4, and Joanne, and we do not have, and we unfortunately deceased Chad, Jonah, Julie, and Megan. So when Brenda messaged me, I was then going to go to Chanel, the winner of season 2, but she messaged me out of the blue today, and I'm like, fuck you! But anyway, so we are going to go to Caitlin from season 3, who I've not heard from in a while. So hopefully Caitlin is alive. If you are part of season 3, I strongly suggest you message her so that we can confirm that she is 6 feet over, right? Yeah. Okay, now on to something interesting. Something very interesting. The number of active alliances. We've been pretty steady this season. 7, 7, 7, 6, 8, 8, 7. And then out of the blue, shortly after Brooke won HOH, a lot of them, actually almost all of them, trailed off. And active in the last 48 hours, and in fact active only in the last 6 days, we have, from 7 last week, we only have 2 active alliance chats. And one of them, I revealed in the episode 3 or 4 days ago, one of them is new. So out of those 7, only 1 is still active. And obviously I'm not saying how many people are in them, but I can reveal that of the 9 active house guests right now, 4 of them are not in either of these 2 alliances, which means 4 people for the last 6 days have not spoken in any alliance chats whatsoever. To me, with 9 people left in the game, that is insane! That is crazy to me. I get that it's an individual game and you're jurors and you want to make it to the end now and this, that, and the other, but it's just insane to me that there are only 2 active alliance chats at Final 9 with 35 days left to go in the game. But c'est la vie. The names of the 2 active alliance chats are the pro-Ronnies and the anti-Ronnies. No, I'm just kidding. One of them has a fantastic name. The other one's been around for a very, very long time. And to be honest, is not the alliance that I thought a month ago would have made it through to this point, assuming the others disintegrated and dissolved. So I'm quite surprised, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. I hate that saying because now I want cookies. Anyway, with the voting for Willy Wonka is now open for week 8. So fans and alumni, you may privately message me your vote for Willy Wonka. It will close at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. And yeah, we'll see. That one also went way down. We only had 5 last week, so I'm curious what will happen this week. And before we get to the eviction vote, I feel like I'm forgetting 2 things. The Lindor sampler, we are down to just 3 Lindors and 3 house guests who have not yet been tempted to eat a Lindor. So the 3 Lindors are dark, orange, and pistachio. Let me just confirm that. I just want to be 100% sure, but I think, yes, dark, orange, and pistachio. And, I was going to say something about that. We're down to 3. Callum, if you survive this week, Brooke, and Javier. You have until 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight to privately message me whether or not you are taking, well, you should take it because you're guaranteed something good, whether you're taking dark, orange, or pistachio. All 3 are something good. Yeah. Okay, so 2 more things. 1, Owen is currently in Quebec City. He posted a whole bunch of pictures. Because yesterday's episode was like 34 minutes, I didn't put it in today's episode, but I will make a note of it. Owen's pictures from Quebec City. They'll be in tomorrow's episode, but Quebec City is an absolutely beautiful city. I went there in 2019. I think there's pictures on my Facebook, and I just absolutely love it. And it's a very, like Owen said, it's very unique, especially in Canada. It has a lot of European architecture and kind of a European vibe. It's really probably the most unique place in Canada because I can't think of any other place in Canada or the U.S. that's similar to Quebec City. A lot of history, a lot of cool architecture. I love the fact that the main touristy strip, well, there's more than one because there's the strip that Owen posted, but the street that sort of is on a hill and cars go up and down, there is a Cow's ice cream place, which I love Cow's. Then there's a whole bunch of French Canadian or Quebec restaurants, and then there's the token McDonald's as well, which I just love. And there was something else I wanted to say about Quebec City. Oh, fun fact, my mother doesn't know this, so don't tell her, but when I was in Quebec City, my grinder, so in Toronto, I always have said Toronto gays suck, and Toronto in general is not the greatest place for dating or for meeting guys. I've always said that. Especially considering the population of Toronto is so big, you would expect that with more fish to find, that you would have an easier time dating. I drive into Quebec City. I get to the hotel with my mom. And like I said, like greatest trip ever. I don't regret going with her. Like, yes, she's 70, but she's a lot of fun. I get to the hotel and my grinder just lights on fire like a Christmas tree. Like, it's insane. And there was one guy who just, said all the right things. And, it was only a day or so. And we ended up meeting up. And honestly, his English was terrible. He knew 0 English. My French was good enough that we could get by. But after a few minutes, we realized we weren't communicating much. So we just took the clothes off and did the you-know-what. And normally, I don't hook up. Like, I know I talk about sex a lot. And I seem like the type to hook up a lot. I don't hook up a lot. And usually, I regret it when I do. Afterwards, because it's like, oh, no, that was kind of a waste. But this one I didn't regret. This one I kind of remember, and he was very memorable. And I've used the spaceship thingamajig on Grindr to try and find him again. And either he's moved or he's not on Grindr anymore because the spaceship doesn't let me find him. But that's okay. I'm still friends with benefits with Brandon from season 4, so I always had that to fall back on. Okay. Let's move on to... I have one final announcement before I get to the eviction. No, I have 2. 1, a reminder, whoever is the first juror, you are going into the jury and friends chat. You can talk whatever the hell you want with the pre-jurors and the other jurors who come after you in that chat about game. But no game talk outside of that chat. Not with fans, not with alumni, and not with active house guests. You can still talk life talk. Like, hello, I'm going to go dancing today. Ooh, dancing. Don't forget your dancing shoes. Ooh, that's fine. but no game chat. Last announcement. This next week, week 8, was supposed to be the final veto lottery of the season, because this season only 7 house guests are playing, and with only 7 house guests playing, this is the last week. We have 8 people, and there are 7 left, so this would be the last one. I've got myself off track. However, if Bridget survives, and spoiler alert, she does. I think everybody expected that, because she has only 1 week of the Pooh Brown power veto left, and only super geniuses like Karen and Steven would keep somebody with or would evict somebody with a Pooh Brown with weeks remaining. But it worked out for them, so I can't argue it. They had their reasons, and it was logical and whatnot. What was I going to say now with this? So Bridget survived. Again, spoiler. Which means she must use her Pooh Brown power veto in this week now, week 8. Which means she's not eligible to win head of household, and she's not eligible to play in the Golden Power Veto competition. Which means we had 8 house guests, so we're down to 7. Now, again, because I promised that 7 people will play in the Golden Power Veto competition because it's season 7 and 7 people this, that, and the other, and this competition coming up was designed for 7 people, I'm not making any changes. But you all know how much I love the veto lottery and picking the names and whatnot. So I am making a change for week 9. Week 9, there will be 7 house guests remaining, and that week, only 6 house guests will play in that week's Golden Power Veto competition. So Bridget has to sit out of this one, coming week 8, and 1 unlucky house guest, will sit out of week 9. So we are reducing to 6 house guests playing in the veto for the following week, week 9. And then from week 10 on, everybody plays, as per normal. Okay, that's enough. It's time to get to the live eviction vote. Callum, Kennedy, Bridget, you're safe. Your house guests have cast their votes to evict. And when I reveal the results of the eviction vote, the evicted house guests will have about 15 minutes to say their goodbyes, gather their belongings before I kick you the fuck out of the Facebook group chat. Okay, here we go. By a vote of 3 to 1 to 1, Callum, you are evicted from the Big Brother Cheesecake 7 house. Oompa loompa doompy da doo. You ate 17 fudge brownies for lunch. Now you have a tummy ache. Should have eaten the peanut butter ones. Pa oompa doompa dee doo. Callum, you got about 15 minutes to say your goodbyes before I kick you the fuck out of the Facebook group chat. Thanks for playing. Better luck next time. Callum, I said in the previous episode that now that we're a jury, every eviction is heartbreaking, and I love you to death. We've played 3 or 4 orgs together. It's funny, all the orgs we played together, one of us was an early boot, and we didn't get to play long term. So we've never actually really played hardcore, but we've always known each other through the orgs we played in the last 2 years. And I think one of your biggest downfalls or pitfalls in the games you play is you're generally very inactive. Now, you have an excuse for that. You're living in the UK, and so you're 5 hours ahead of Eastern time, and so competitions always happen at a bad time. And I totally get that. And you clearly have a lot of internet connection issues because that also, your phone crashed on you a lot. So I totally get that. This season, you were very lucky that Cly was totally invisible, and there's always one person that everybody's fixated on in orgs as the inactive player, and that was Cly. So you actually, for once, were not the inactive person. You had somebody else that you were able to, Cly was kind of your shield early on, because she took a lot of nominations that might have been on you in the early weeks. But then, so she got evicted. Then obviously you kind of became the inactive person. I think you were working well with a lot of the house guests, but I did notice that you were not in a lot of alliance chats. And those that you were in were the ones that kind of were dying off. And I can reveal, since I think it happened 3 weeks ago, At one point, we went down from 8 to 7 alliance chats. I think it was. Oh no, it was even earlier than that. In week 4, we went from 7 to 6 alliance chats. One that we lost, you were in, and you revived that chat and even said, Andrew, put in the episode that this alliance chat is back. And I did it, but in my head I thought, like you gotta. If you're, no matter how poorly an alliance chat is going, you kind of have to at times like push it through, especially, or come up with something completely better with people you trust more. But you can't just let your alliances die. And the alliances a lot of alliances have died this season because even though the numbers were up high, they would go down and up with new ones and down and up. And you were always in the ones that died, and then you were not in any of the new ones. And so the number of alliance chats you were in diminished throughout the season. And I think that kind of hurt you in that you just didn't have enough allies. You didn't, that I know of, you didn't have a ride or die, and you didn't have sort of a core group of people that were really close to you because nobody really wanted you out this week. You were not the prime target, but it just came to the point with all the drama that happened that everybody sort of pushed the reset button and decided, you know what, we'll make this, I don't want to say an easy week because I don't think you're an easy target, but kind of made it a simpler vote. I just said a synonym of easy, but they decided to vote you in order to sort of reset their games and regroup with the people that they were close to or thought they were close to. And so you kind of became the victim of sort of the collateral damage of other people setting up moves for later. People now were going to Final 8. They need numbers for later, and you were not one of their numbers. And so it made it obvious for them to take you out. But I do think you played well. You made jury. Anybody who makes jury played well. And you have what it takes to win. I think in the very early stages of the game, you just should have been a little bit more active and not let certain alliance chats die. Because there were a couple that you were in that had potential that started out, actually, that you were, I think, in one of the first ones that had really the legs to go deep in the game. And it didn't work out. But I hope this doesn't come off as a criticism because I think overall you're a fantastic person. I think you're a good player. I think you absolutely have what it takes to win. And you are always welcome back to play Big Brother Cheesecake. And I'm so happy to have had you. Yes, there was some drama the last couple of days mostly between you and Brooke. I read a lot of it yesterday. I'm not making a half-hour episode of reading today's drama. But I do think you're a good person. Yes, you called Brooke a cow. Yes, that was arguably, it's funny how that's become worse than cunt, but I think it is. But you apologized, and I don't think you meant it. I think you were just saying it in the heat of the moment, and I think you're a good person. And you get to be one of the 7 house guests who will choose the winner of Big Brother Cheesecake 7 Chocolate Heaven, and you're going to be voting to give somebody $700 in 35 days when we crown a winner. So sit back, relax, and watch it all unfold. Okay, it's now time to get to the next Head of Household competition. Free from the threat of eviction, the Head of Household wins the perks of their private HOH bedroom bathroom, a video from home, a fruit basket with chocolate-covered pretzels, and the responsibility of nominating 2 of their fellow house guests for eviction. Brooke is outgoing Head of Household. Normally you would not compete, but you drew the play an HOH card in the Willy Wonka replacement card, so you are playing. Bridget, because you have the Pooh Brown power veto and you must play it this week, you are not eligible to compete. The competition was winner's choice. This competition, because Steven went into the house and wanted to cause a lot of chaos, and he did a great job, there was a lot of chit-chat back and forth, and I'm just not reading everything. Steven played a couple of games, make me laugh the most. He brought up a list of name the henchmen, name the people who are kind of safe, and name the people in danger. I can't remember if that was the exact one, I'm sorry. He asked some people to just flat out name who their 2 nominees would be. There was a lot, and it was interesting, and I think it was definitely one of the more unique ones, and I loved reading it. But for the sake of this competition, I'm going to read the official pleas that each of the house guests had to Steven. I said to make it a brief statement. Like Jojo and Curtis, a lot of you decided to write out a Bible, and Steven actually had a fantastic comment at the end that I couldn't agree with more, which I'm going to get to. So, is everybody ready? Then let's begin. Let's start with Brooke. Just in case, Steven. And to respect Andrew's game, I know you're doing the funny tokens. However, Andrew has asked us to publicly state why we should be ho. So I started something last week, but in light of the blow-up, it has come to my attention like last season when I made the 7 and they all turned on me. It looks like I made the wrong choice again and just can't get lucky with working with people. Anyways, my HOH has tanked my game because I destroyed the only relationships I really had, so I would like to be HOH again so I can try and see if I can rebuild something and use the power to better set myself up so I don't go home after my ring as HOH this week. I love the game. I tried to make a big move there for it. Could you help me? Please protect me myself from making a big movie. I would appreciate it. Thank you. And Brooke did say, please protect myself from making a big movie. She did say that. But she works in the movie industry, so that's fine. Okay, next up is Jenna. And this is in no particular order. I'm Jenna. Actually, I'm Joanna. Remember? My HOH noms would be Brooke and Michael. Why? Ever since hearing what Callum and Kennedy had said yesterday about Brooke made me question our own relationship. It made me think, I knew they said that she wasn't making her own moves, but from my perspective, she was. She wants to get Callum out, so she will have a better shot at getting a power. Pretty cut and dry. Then she really just took me down so she could get that Jack. Also, from yesterday with putting up Bridget, she wanted to block her. So it seems like Brooke is on a mean streak of fucking shit up. So if I could, I would like to put a stop to that. My second would be Michael. He's a beast at comps, especially vetoes. That and he has a diamond. And he made it 3 times on the block, let's not forget. And he's super fucking nice. So that jury has been managed as far as I can tell. Okay. Let's move on to Javier. My darling, it is me, Javier Acabruno Ravioli from Dancing with the Stars. My official plea, I should be host so I can have a little fun with the gnomes. I will just write random 2-name combinations on pieces of paper and throw them in the air. Catch one and those will be my noms. Will I nominate people I want? Will people I don't want to see on the block end up there? Who knows? But I think it'd be fun to try it. My darling, Stephen, I will do justice for you and chaos. Thank you, Javier. Next up is Owen. Well, having been born with no sense of humor, and since everyone has already revealed all my secrets, there really isn't much juicy humor left to give you that hasn't already been given. Is there a hierarchy in the house? Am I at the top of it? In our democratic house, it has been voted to be true. I guess I'm at the top of it. All exposed with targets all over my hairy body. Getting turned on. I'm cold and I'm shamed, lying naked on the floor. You should give me HOH next week because I am the house's convenient scapegoat for having the personality of a golden retriever. Kind of flips the hierarchy around if everyone's saying your name. It would be a shocking and exciting twist, and because it will go a long way to help me develop some adequate sense of humor, so I can better integrate into society. I'll even nominate my henchman because wouldn't that be hilarious? See, I think I can learn to be funny. Okay, thank you, Owen. Rayanne, you're up next. I am Grace from Grace and Frankie, and I'm a stern bitch. Steven, if I want a head of household, I would do something cool and original. First, I go to my good favorite caramel apple shop. Then I take a video of the apples and tell my fellow house guests whoever picked the right one will be safe. I will say no one got the apple right, even if they did, and then just draw from a hat to see who the noms are. Okay, thank you, Rayanne. Kennedy, you're up next. Oh my god, I thought I already did it, but anyway, so this is so exciting, but there's not a lot of time, and Andrew's running around, so I'm not going to make Andrew run on, but I love Josh. Remember, I love Josh. I think I should have HOH, but Andrew will have plenty of chances to impersonate me, so I also think that I'll spice shit up, and this game is getting too predictable, so let me be spicy caliente. Okay, thank you, Kennedy. We have one left, and that is Michael. Hey, Steven, it's me, Michael. Remember me? It's been a long time since I talked. I talked a lot in the beginning, but not so much anymore. It's been a long day and I missed a lot in the house chat. So why should I be HOH? Everyone seems to like me and is also afraid of me. It happens because when I talk to people, I'm open and genuine. I really want to know what's going on with people, all the good stuff and bad stuff. So it works for and against me. I should be HOH to help me move farther in the game. Just like everyone else here, I want to make it as far as I can. I do like everyone that is here. There have been some surprises in the people I've met. When the cast was introduced, I was told some not nice things about some people that have turned out to be untrue, and I'm glad that it was untrue. So I'm happy with all the people I met here, and hope I actually have a chance to be considered for HOH. Okay, thank you, Michael. So, Stephen, it's now time for your decision. Hey everyone, it's me, Steven. Just got off my rad surfboard and I'm so excited that I get to choose a head of household. Cool beans. Also, Tampa Bay got their three-peat in my heart. A speech is about quality over quantity. Could not agree more. And the new HOH spoke loud and clear to me. For making Steven laugh the most, kickstarting some interesting house conversation, and finding 2 out of my previous 17 legal residences. I'm going to grant the honor of being the next HOH to Kennedy! Congratulations, you are the new head of household! Brooke, please hand over the key to Kennedy. Kennedy, you are the first repeat head of household of the season. You're the first person to be head of household for the second time. You have until Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to privately message me the names of 2 nominees and a reason why. What will happen in the Lindor sampler? Find out tomorrow. Friday, who will Kennedy nominate for Eviction and who will Willy Wonka nominate as the 3rd nominee. Saturday is Extra Whip, where Brazil, Nicole, and I will dish the dirt with Callum, who is the most recently evicted house guest. Sunday is the Golden Power Veto competition, which this is a very complicated competition, so good luck to you playing. Monday is the Golden Power Veto ceremony, and Bridget has to use her Blue Brown Power Veto to save somebody and put herself on the chopping block. Tuesday, the final 3 nominees made their case, and Wednesday, 1 week from today, is the next live eviction and head of household competition where another house guest will be evicted from Big Brother Cheesecake 7 house. Get a tummy ache from eating too much chocolate, lose their shot at the $700 cash prize, and join Callum as the 2nd member of the jury. I'm Andrew Moonves. Take care, and remember, want a bubble butt? Shove an arrow bar up your butt and feel the bubbles melt. Good night.